Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Man, boxing 2017 is getting good. Now, Mikey Garcia and Lomachenko have exchanged words via CBS Sports. They both did an interview with Brian Campbell. The Mikey Garcia one is detailed. The link is in the description. Great work from CBS Sports presenting that, and they got some good information out of Mikey Garcia. He said he's still a free agent. He said he hasn't. See, that's the thing. And I actually tried to get some out of his brother because I was at his last fight, and I talked to Robert Garcia, and I was asking him, are you like locked in? Because you've been on 2 PBC cards. And just so you guys know, and you guys can read the article too, he is a free agent. He's worked with Richard Schaefer on his last 2 fights, Elias Rojas, and then his knockout of the year candidate against Dejan Zlaticanin. That was a PBC Ringstar Sports Richard Schaefer promotion, but he's not signed to them. Like, doesn't have a definitive deal where he's like locked in where he has to work with them. And I guess Golden Boy offered him a fight or said something potential. The sky's the limit. I think after dealing, this is just me speaking on behalf of Mikey, but I think after dealing with the headache of the top rank legal mumbo jumbo that happened and kept him on the show for 2 years, 2.5 years, or whatever it was, I think he's probably a little bit hesitant to even deal with the promoter long term. He's probably, you know what I mean, he wants to test the waters more, because once you go through some kind of legal battle like he went through, Chavez Jr., Andre Ward, I'm sure it probably makes you gun shy. It's just like dating. You say you date a girl and she's fucking psycho. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be more cautious when you break up and you're on the dating scene looking at another girl, you know what I mean, before you commit, if someone like spooked you. So I think that's kind of what it is. They're just testing the water. But in that article, he's saying, Mikey Garcia is saying that Golden Boy had an offer for him. Richard Schaefer is very interested in signing him. Their promoters are trying to lock him down. They see the talent in Mikey Garcia. Now, fast forward to the later part of the interview, Mikey Garcia, he talks about Lomachenko. And he says that Lomachenko, he gives him credit, he's a skilled fighter. But to paraphrase, he basically says he's getting this high level of praise and he's really beat my leftovers, which is true. And I'm going to read a direct quote, and then Lomachenko responded. So I'm going to talk about what Mikey Garcia said first. Mikey Garcia said, Lomachenko, he got beat by an experienced, rugged fighter, referring to Orlando Salido. And after that, he has improved a lot. He has a lot of credibility, but even at that, he's only doing stuff that I already did 3-4 years ago. He couldn't beat Salido, who I completely dominated. He wins his 2nd world title, a title I had vacated that ends up going back to Roman Rocky Martinez, the guy who I previously knocked out. Then Vasyl Lomachenko knocks him out, and all of a sudden he's the greatest star because of victories that I had already accomplished. Well, I don't give him credit for that. And obviously that didn't fare too well with Vasyl Lomachenko, who is a gold medalist, and he has an upcoming fight against Jason Sosa. And he did an interview with CBS Sports, and he said, all right, let's talk about it. I read that interview when he was talking about that he destroyed Salido. He said, I especially looked at that bout, and he got lucky because he broke his nose. After the 4th or 5th round, Salido had already gotten to him and was ready to destroy. He's talking about when Mikey had his step up at the time, and that was against Orlando Salido. So they have that mutual opponent. The other mutual opponent, Rocky Martinez, Lomachenko says, if we want to talk about Rocky Martinez, let me ask you, who was on the floor from Rocky Martinez? Yes, Garcia got a lucky punch and knocked him out in the 8th, which I did in the 5th. So we could talk about that as much as we can. But if he wants to get my attention and he's going to be staying at 135 pounds, I'm going to come up to 135 too. If right now people are talking more about me, with me being the foreigner in this country and not talking about him, that's not a problem. We can meet in a few fights to find out who's better. So we got to talk about this. I love it. I love the attitude from Lomachenko. Clearly, he's not afraid to scrap with whoever. Most people thought Axeman Nicholas Walters was a dangerous fight. I personally did a 7 reasons Vasyl Lomachenko beats Walters, because I kind of seen that one coming. Walter's long layoff, kind of big in activity, and just Lomachenko's really good with his angles, high ring IQ, things like that. He's a good boxer, and he has momentum. So I picked that one accurately. And one I got wrong early was when he fought Gary Russell Jr. I really thought Gary Russell Jr.'s speed would bother Lomachenko, speed and power, but he totally schooled Gary Russell Jr. Now, Gary Russell Jr. says things weren't going well for him at that time, but I mean, no use crying over spilled milk. We seen the fight, and in that particular fight, Lomachenko schooled him, right? So that's the fact. Now, regarding, I know what he's referring to, because Orlando Salido got knocked down, I think, 4 times versus Mikey Garcia, and it looked like, it appeared right before the nose break thing, it appeared that he was getting his second wind because he started doing better, just being a rugged, tough game veteran. You know what I mean? It looked like he was doing better right before the nose break. So I mean, I don't agree with that, because me personally, I don't do the whole coulda, shoulda, woulda, what if, and this could have happened. I like to go off of reality and what did happen. So yeah, I did see Salido, he started coming on stronger, and he broke his nose. He came in wild with his head, broke Garcia's nose. Some people said Garcia even quit, but I mean, if you go to the scorecards and you're clearly winning, knocked him down 4 times, I mean, why are you gonna fight somebody with the broken nose, and he's a rugged guy like Salido, and you know he's gonna go after your nose? He don't give a fuck. He's not gonna respect your nose and not punch you in the face. So I mean, that's different. That's not like a Victor Ortiz situation to me, because Ortiz quit multiple times in fights, and it was always when the going got tough. So I don't really think that's the same situation. And again, Salido was coming on, but you could do that with any fight. Oh, Pacquiao if he would have survived those last 10 seconds in the 6th round, then Marquez would have never knocked him out. Like, you can't do that. Amir Khan, yes, he was busting up Danny Garcia's face. He had him leaking a little bit. He was cutting him. He looked very sharp, but then he got caught in the 3rd round and got finished off in the 4th. So, I mean, you could really do that with any fight, the whole what if. And so, I mean, it remains to be seen. Salido was coming on, but he was coming back from a 4 knockdown deficit. You know what I mean? So realistically, he probably would have had to stop Mikey Garcia. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is what it is. As far as Rocky Martinez, Lomachenko's basically saying, I beat him sooner than you in the 5th round, and it took you to the 8th or 9th. But I think Rocky Martinez was fresher when Mikey Garcia fought him, just to be perfectly honest. He had fought, I think, Juan Carlos Burgos, and he hadn't been through the same wars. Like, since, by the time Lomachenko got him, I thought he lost to Orlando Salido in the rematch on the Floyd Mayweather card. I thought Rocky Martinez shouldn't have even been a champion when Lomachenko fought him. So he had 2 wars with Orlando Salido himself. Martinez did. So it's different timing. So I get Lomachenko. He's just trying to fire back with something. And he said, who was on the floor from Rocky Martinez? I don't even remember that. I got to watch that fight again. I don't remember Mikey Garcia if he got knocked down or slipped or whatever, so I don't even know what Lomachenko's talking about with that. But again, this was, Mikey Garcia had a 2-year layoff, and that was one of his fights before that. His last fight, I think, was against Burgos, so I don't even remember. It's been a while, so I have to watch it again. Maybe Martinez did knock him down. Maybe it was a slip. I don't really remember, to be honest, at the time of recording this video. But either way, Mikey Garcia knocked him out, and that's what it is. And the knockout came before Lomachenko got to him. These are facts. Now, that being said, Lomachenko versus Mikey Garcia, I love that fight. I think that's a great fight. 2 guys who are technical. Obviously, the more agile and fleet-footed fighter to me is Lomachenko. He just moves about, and he can pounce and move and sidestep and shift and stuff like that. But Garcia is tactical. He's methodical, and he's a technician too. And to me, he has more power, especially at 135. I think, to me, this is just me, I love Lomachenko. I think he's a tremendous talent. He's a hell of an athlete. I talked to his Aegis one time. I think I was in Denver, and he was telling us all the stuff Lomachenko could do. And he's like basically like almost like a circus acrobat. They said he could do like 150 pull-ups, and you see him when he's doing his media days. He'll juggle, and he'll be doing handstands and wearing Ninja Turtle outfits and stuff. So he's a nimble guy, right? And he's obviously a quality fighter. He got a gold medal, and in less than 10 fights. He's beating Gary Russell Jr.'s of the world. He'll probably be favored to beat Salido in a rematch. He beat and stopped Nicholas Walters, who, you know what I mean, even though he's inactive, it is what it is. He still got stopped. So I like Lomachenko, but I think his power is overstated and overrated. I think people, I mean, even the Walters didn't look like he was just getting beat down. Like, he was getting beat to the punch and mentally broke down, and after a long layoff he looked like he didn't even want to be there because he couldn't do nothing with Lomachenko. But I don't really think Lomachenko has what I call stop you power. Like, I mean, and that sounds weird to some people because you guys aren't going to know what I'm talking about, because he doesn't have stop you power, but he stopped Walters. But I know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like when I think of Gennady Golovkin, he could stop you. When he breaks you down, he's like breaking you down more so physically. Guys like Floyd Mayweather in the welterweight division, or Lomachenko at 130 and stuff, I think they kind of break you down more spiritually, and it's just accumulation. Like Mayweather, he was breaking Robert Guerrero up, and I think it's more or less that. And the difference with Floyd is he moved up 5 divisions, so obviously he's fighting naturally bigger guys, so he's not going to necessarily knock them out. Lomachenko hasn't moved up quite as much, but that's just my personal opinion. I think Lomachenko's power is overstated. I don't think he has this like power that a lot of people would. I don't think you can chump his power. It's kind of like an Amir Khan type of power, where if you fight him stupid and you like come head, like, to me, shout out to my dude Luis Collazo, but I thought his game plan when he fought Khan made no sense. He was literally walking up to Amir Khan with his hands at his waist. I don't think that was smart. You know what I mean? Because like most guys at this level, it's still a grown man hitting you. You know what I mean? And especially guys with some hand speed, you can get your face tore up with leather and stuff like that. So I think guys like Amir Khan and the guys like Lomachenko, they have power that you can't just necessarily walk through, but it's not like Wilder power, or Golovkin power, or Errol Spence power, or Pacquiao power. It's not power like that. So to me, Mikey Garcia clearly, especially at 135, has the edge. But in a high-speed chess match with boxing, I don't know, you know what I mean? Because Garcia, I don't recall the last time he's fought someone who's as nimble and agile as a Lomachenko. You know what I mean? That's going to move and give him angles like a Pacquiao, or even like a Keith Thurman type, or Terrence Crawford, or Lomachenko, somebody who has that ability to finesse the ring and use every bit of real estate. But again, I don't know, man. It's a good-ass fight. I don't know who I would even pick. There's a lot of things like Mikey Garcia, underrated body puncher. He has a nasty left hook. I've seen him turn it up and get more aggressive, like the Dejan Zlaticanin. I think Dejan was a southpaw, so you've seen him. He was circling. Garcia was circling, and he was very aggressive. So I think Mikey Garcia is smart. I interviewed Mikey Garcia a while ago, and he sparred with the late, great power puncher Edwin Valero. And he said that was the hardest puncher he's ever fought. He sparred with Pacquiao. So even though he doesn't have Lomachenko's gold medal, the kid, he got his stripes. You know what I mean? You spar Pacquiao and Edwin Valero. That's like lifetime experience right there with those two dudes. You know what I mean? Valero maybe doesn't have as much technique, but he clearly has that type of power where it doesn't matter, where he'll hurt you. So I like Mikey Garcia versus Lomachenko. I hope it happens at 35. To me, for Mikey Garcia, I think Lomachenko would be one of the top 3 fights that I want to see for him. I think my top 3 list would consist of Terrence Crawford, Adrian Broner, or Lomachenko for Mikey Garcia. I'd also want to see Mikey Garcia, Robert Easter, so I lied. That's 4. Let me know what you guys think. I like the back and forth banter. Mikey, to me, has a point in terms of Lomachenko is getting a lot of praise from HBO. I mean, it's not his fault. It's their agenda or whatever. But if you think about it, they're praising him, Lomachenko, for stuff that Rigondeaux has showed you, Floyd Mayweather has showed you when he was on the network, Mikey Garcia has showed you, and like Mikey pointed out, 2 of those guys are Mikey leftovers that he beat, and he knocked down Salido 4 times. Salido actually beat Lomachenko, even though I think in the 12th round Lomachenko actually came close to stopping Salido in the 12th and final round, but it was a little too late, and that was only his second pro fight. So again, both skilled quality fighters. We'll see what happens with this. I would love to see that. Those are the 4 fights I want to see from Mikey Garcia in the near future. He might fight like a Jorge Linares in the meantime, which I would clearly favor Garcia. I don't think Linares he's when he's on point and he's boxing beautifully, but I don't think he's built for the rugged fight and the power, and the guy who's going to be just have that. He just, you know what I mean, look at the DeMarco fight and stuff like that. Anthony Corolla, I never really rated him, so Mikey Garcia is just a different beast. Robert Easter, those are, to me, way better lightweights than Anthony Corolla. I mean, Broner at lightweight was a better lightweight than Anthony Corolla. Guys like that. Terrence Crawford, clearly better than Anthony Corolla. So that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Mikey Garcia, if he were to fight Vasyl Lomachenko at 135, but Lomachenko sounds like he's moving up in weight pretty rapidly. He just got to 130, so if he does a little bit more damage there and then moves up to 35, I would like to see maybe after a few fights Tank Davis versus Lomachenko at 30. So let me know what you guys think. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.